Hey, hello everyone. So it's August and it's that time of the year again when Harley-Davidson announced their next year models. So just yesterday, the 22nd of August, they announced the 2018 lineup, and it's really exciting. I mean, if you have not checked it out, do that. But although it's exciting, I have mixed feelings about it because, well, you would have guessed from the title of this video, the Dynas are gone. Can you believe that? Just gone. There are no more Dynas. That entire family or line is not going to be there from 2018 anymore. And yeah, really, that's shocking, isn't it? So what they have done is they have kind of revamped the Softail line, and you could say that they've kind of merged the Softail and Dyna lines. So all those models that used to be in the Dyna family earlier, like the Street Bob, the Fat Bob, and so on. And what was that other one? The Dyna Lowrider? All of those have been redesigned to be under the Softail line. So it's no longer a Dyna Lowrider, it's a Softail Lowrider. And of course, in one big way, it's a good change in that they have finally got the Milwaukee 8 engine from last year onto the Softail line, or the Softail Dyna, you know, the mixed line, whatever you call that. So the models like the Street Bob and Fat Bob, they are now in the Softail line. So they still look a lot like the Dynas, but of course the rear suspension is the Softail, the mono shock type, which kind of resembles hardtail, but it's actually it has a rear suspension. So that's how it is. So the thing with the Milwaukee 8 is, last year they had put in some counterbalancers in the engine to reduce the vibration, or the well, to reduce the vibration but not remove it completely, because most loyal Harley customers like that Harley shake, you know, which is what I have in my motorcycle. Yeah, you know, at idle and very low RPMs, you can feel a shake. It's not really a vibration, because at higher RPMs, like here, and I keep my left fingers, can you see my left fingers vibrating or shaking, you know, when they're left loosely on the clutch lever? That's the Harley shake. I personally like it. I really think that's a defining characteristic of a Harley-Davidson. So last year with the Milwaukee 8, they reduced them, but not completely. They did not completely take them out, so you still had some shake. So overall, the Milwaukee 8 engine was pretty well received last year. Although last year they were restricted to the touring lineup only, so all your Street Glides, Electric Glide, Ultras, and all those had them. And people really hoped that the Milwaukee 8 engine would gradually flow down to the smaller lineups too, you know, the Softail, Dyna, and maybe eventually the Sportster, although I personally don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, let's see. So this year they finally did some of that. They got the Milwaukee 8 into the Softails. But the thing with the Softails is, even before the Milwaukee 8, the Softails were already balanced. So they had almost no vibration at all. You know, they still had the signature Harley sound, but no vibration, no Harley shake, none of that. And this year with the Milwaukee 8 they added some additional counterbalancers to do the same thing, to completely take out the vibrations for the Softail applications. So now if you are looking for a big twin, your only choices, I mean a big twin with the characteristic Harley shake, you have to get a touring model. The Softails were, anyway, they were out of the contention even earlier because they did not have the shake. But now you don't have the Dynas anymore. So earlier you could have a Dyna, and most of the Dynas were relatively inexpensive. They were just above the Sportsters, and you could get a big twin with all that shake and everything. And most of the big twin features, you know, without spending a lot of money. And often the Dynas had the best performance because they had the smallest frame, the lightest frame, and the same engines as some of the other bigger Harleys. So you had pretty good power to weight ratio, you know, which gave you really good performance. So now the pseudo Dynas are the new Softail based Dyna Replacements. I'm not sure exactly how it is because it's not the Softail, it's not the same old Softail chassis anymore either. It's redesigned. So maybe they're lighter than before. I do see quite a bit of difference between the old, or rather the traditional Softails like the Fat Boy, the Heritage, and the new Dyna Replacement Softails like the Street Bob and the Fat Bob. The Dyna Replacements still seem quite a bit smaller than the traditional Softails like the Fat Boy. So maybe they are still light, comparable to the earlier Dynas. So I don't know, but you have to settle for a Softail motor, you know, the vibration-free one. There are some other changes. I think now all of them are, they all have LED headlamps from the factory, so you no longer have to spend money on upgrading later, which is good because I think most of the competition have them. And the instrumentation looks like they've finally gone to analog digital or pure digital instrumentation on most of them. So one thing I don't like about the new Street Bob is the instrumentation. It no longer has an analog speedometer, and it's not even a analog digital combination one. In fact, it's a totally different thing. It's a pure digital one, and it sits around about here, you know, where the handlebars mount. What's that thing called? The risers. It's a tiny little thing there, which is just one or two lines of you know, digital display, nothing analog at all. So I think it has a digital speedometer which you can probably change to a digital tachometer. I mean, digital tachometers, the ones that just show the numbers without a scale, I really hate those. What's the point of them, you know? So I don't like that. And the tank is almost like a Sportster tank. There's no instrumentation mounted on the tank itself. It just has the centrally mounted filler cap. It's pretty much like a Sportster. And tank, it did not look that small, but it's just a 3.5 gallon tank. which is smaller than what I have here. Mine is a 4.5 gallon, which is around 17 liters. So 3.5 is around 3 gallons, that's 12 liters, and half gallon, that's 2, so 14 liters. Smaller than this, which is surprising. I'm not sure what the Dyna based Street Bob has, what size tank it has, but I would think it would be bigger. So yeah, that's one thing I don't like. On the other side, the Fat Boy, for example, mind you, I really haven't had much time to look into all the details of the various models, because it was just yesterday, and I just had a look today and was totally taken by surprise. And whatever, between work I did to find out, get some information for you guys. The Fat Boy, which is the traditional Softail, that has the same location for the instrumentation on the tank, but now they give you a combination analog tachometer and digital speedometer by default from the factory, instead of a pure analog speedo as you had earlier. And did you see the new wheels for the Fat Boys? Yuck, I hate them. I mean, the Fat Boy wheels were so iconic, There was so much history behind that design. The Fat Boy, and I'm not sure how accurate this is, but I read that it was kind of designed as a tribute to the American Armed Forces, and the holes in the earlier Fat Boy wheels, those were exactly 50 mm or some, I'm not sure if it's 50 mm or 50 caliber. I'm not really that familiar with weaponry. So they were designed to be the exact size of some bullets, So there's a lot of history or meaning behind those designs, and now what do they have? It's all gone. And I personally don't like the new design. Maybe it'll grow on me over time, but as of now I don't like it. When you have something iconic like the Fat Boy, I don't recommend changing it so dramatically. I also don't like the new concealed headlamp. Like earlier, the earlier Fat Boy had the exposed bucket, so you could see that round part of the bucket behind the headlight. Now that part is concealed, kind of like how it is on a Road King. Some people like that. I prefer the exposed version, because even earlier you had the option of covering it later, I think, with aftermarket accessories. And it's still quite surprising that you just don't have Dyna lineup anymore. It's just Sportsters, and yeah, you have the Streets below the Sportsters, but those are not traditional Harleys. So traditional air-cooled, or mostly air-cooled, because the Milwaukee Eights, I think, are I'm not sure if all of them, but I think most of them are oil-cooled, and some of them even have oil plus water cooling. So, but most of them still get some cooling from air. So if you want a traditional air-cooled Harley, you just have the option of a Sportster, which can be too small for some people. And above that, for a big twin, you have the new Softail lineup, which has some of the Dyna replacements, but they're still Softails basically. Or you have to go all the way up to the touring lineup, which can be a little too expensive and even a little too big for some people, you know, depending on your physical dimensions. Those may be a little too big for you to handle, and beyond your comfort level. So they're kind of forcing everybody to have the Softail. I mean, everybody who can't get a touring for whatever reason, and who feel that a Sportster is too small, they have to settle for a Dyna. Softail. That's where the Dyna was really so appealing to a lot of people, because you got the big twin engine in a smaller frame, and you know, the better power to weight ratio and performance, like I said earlier. Mind you, some of the new Softail based Dyna replacements, they still have the XL or Sportster like front ends, which were a signature of the Dyna line. And I'll have to wait for more detailed analysis from some of the publications and other experts to see how the Softail frame has really changed to accommodate these Dyna-like features. So yeah, it's really exciting, but at the same time, like a lot of people, I'm also disappointed that the Dyna is gone. I really hope that these new Softail based Dynas are a good worthy replacement, you know, close enough to the original Dynas. So that's my take on it. I really haven't been able to do much analysis so far, like I said, and I'm also kind of busy for an upcoming trip, busy preparing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And yeah, that's it for now. Bye.